Hey guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm going to be jumping into the new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage, the Versus Heroes of Justice, with a team that I've put together to attempt to do all of the missions in one run. So I always do this with these new stages, try and get them all done in one video. So what that always means is there's always two missions, one to use 3 units of a specific category and then one to use 3 of a different category. Sometimes they're quite interchangeable, like good mix and match, but this one they are Inhuman Deeds and Defenders of Justice, which are basically like polar opposite categories. There are no units that are on both, so you have to bring 3 of one and 3 of the other. So the best way I've thought that I can make this work is with Gamma 1 as the leader, because his leader skill is Movie Heroes or Artificial Life Forms. So I have him, Gamma 2 and Jacko. They are 3 movie heroes that are on Defenders of Justice. And then obviously the secondary part of his leader skill is Artificial Life Forms. So I have both the Super 17s and LR Baby, because they are on Inhuman Deeds. Now, I don't know the stages, the bosses, anything like that. I don't look it up beforehand, like going into it. So one thing I know that I'm going to have to be worried about is LR Baby, just overall. If we get to a point where there is a very strong like tech enemy, then potentially he's going to be a bit of a liability. But we'll obviously just have to see how it goes. Both the Super 17s should be okay. The AGL one, when he's fully built up, is pretty good, right? It's the tech one can be a little bit weird because of how strange his kit is. Like, he doesn't get the damage reduction until the turn after he takes an attack. So that could be a liability on his first turn, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, the 2 Gammas are going to be very effective. They both provide support to all of the allies. And once we get the rotation of actually having Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 together, then that rotation is, of course, going to be very, very powerful. So while Gamma 2 is getting the effect of his entrance animation, we obviously want to try and get him as many attacks in as possible. And then Super 17, ideally we want him to get as many hits in as possible as well. But so we are going to have Gamma floating in on the next turn anyway. Actually, let's do this. Let's get you actually to take some hits. And then I guess we'll just do this. Gamma 1 might actually even just finish him off, but so what I'll probably do, I might actually just float Baby. I was thinking about running a rotation of like one of the Super 17s and Baby, but I feel like having Baby on the rotation is just a liability more so than anything else. He's obviously the oldest unit on the team, like, that doesn't have an Easy A. I'm really looking forward to seeing what his Easy A could be, but at this current point, I know Infinite Dragon Ball History is obviously not the hardest event in the game or anything, but I do worry that he could be a liability. So go ahead and do this. Float off Jacko. I guess what I could do, I think Jacko and Gamma 1 share like 2 links. Let's have a look. They have Signature Pose and Fierce Battle. But Signature Pose is a key link that at level 10 does give 3 key and 7% attack. And then Fierce Battle is 20% attack. So, I mean, it's going to be... it still could be a fairly solid rotation. Jacko can come in clutch with the dodges. Obviously, Gamma 1, very strong defensive unit as well. And then that means I just basically am floating the 3 Artificial Life Forms units, which I guess that could actually work out pretty well. So... get the KO Scream with Gamma 2, nice. Alright, so Videl taken care of pretty easily here. For the sake of links, let's let you get hit a bit here so you can get some build up, because we won't get any links active if we put the 2 Super 17s together. So might as well let the AGL one get some build up. Because then, even as like a 3rd slot floating unit, if his passive is fully built up, because he's going to be super attacking first, which does raise his defense again a little bit more for the turn, he should be perfectly fine to tank any attacks in slot 3 with that defense buff, his passive built up, and then obviously he has damage reduction anyway. So even if we do fight a tough tech enemy, as long as he's super attacked first, he should be okay to survive even like a super attack, because... like I say, Infinite Dragon Ball History, not the hardest stage in the world, but, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if units like Baby, you know, could potentially get slapped around by a super, especially if it is a tech enemy. But these are the kind of turns that we're going to want to see the most of, right, where we're just having The Gamma's on rotation, Baby's in slot 3, but the enemy is absolutely going to be dead by the time Baby actually even would get to attack, so we don't need to worry about him getting taken out. And look at that, 9 million for Gamma 1. I mean, the rotation of the two Gammas together, they are just going to absolutely melt through everything. So getting the beat it in 16 turns mission shouldn't be a huge difficulty here. Alright, so let's get your attack. So they start off, because of the 3 key, they only need 3 key to super. Does Jacko get extra key from his passive? Yeah, he must do. So we'll do this, and then do this. So yeah, I feel like this is going to work out quite nicely, as long as we don't get tagged with that stray super. So the friend Gamma is fully built up. Obviously when he's on rotation with Jacko and only has the 2 links, no other support or anything, he's not going to look as crazy, considering the friend is Rainbow, whereas my Gamma 1, I forget which way round it is. My Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, one has 1 dupe and one has 2. I forget which one is which, but obviously mine has less dupes than the friend. Mine is full level 10 links. I didn't actually check the friend, it just recommended me a Rainbow Gamma 1, so I took it. Will you finish him off here? Get a crit. Super 17, come on. You could have got an additional normal. Bruh. Alright, let's get an additional super in with Gamma 2, because I don't know if he is fully built up at this point. Man, that's unfortunate. Having the Gammas as the first rotation of a new fight, definitely very beneficial, considering how much damage they can put out between the 2 of them. So, I think the other Gamma 1 is fully built up anyway, so might as well let Gamma 2 get an attack off here. Get those crits, because you've got to build up that crit chance and everything. So, alright, Jacko. Surely Jacko is not an enemy that's going to absolutely obliterate LR Baby, right? I mean, maybe if he super attacks, I guess, but let's see. Hopefully Baby will be okay here. We can't apply any status effects or anything, because Baby does lower attack on both of his supers. If you could super Gamma 1, okay, good. That puts my mind at ease a little bit for Baby not getting absolutely annihilated in the final spot. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he takes damage. If he takes double-digit damage from the Jacko normals, that would be good. Although obviously Infinite Dragon Ball history, it's not like the legendary events where every phase is harder than the one before. Like sometimes they will throw in enemies that have lower HP, don't hit as hard. Just to fit like the theme, I guess, because obviously Jacko is not going to be hitting harder than wait, who was in the phase before? I actually don't even remember now. Well, actually, wasn't the phase before Officer Krillin? Nah, Jacko's not as strong as Krillin. What am I talking about? Oh man, I'm not liking this though. We keep getting stuck into this routine where we're not getting Gamma 1 and 2 as the first turn, which would just set up the fight so nicely. Like, they would have one-turned Jacko if we had them as the first rotation. 8 million now. Alright, so who's after Jacko? Bring on the next... is it Heroes of Justice this stage is called? So who have we got next? We're seeing the Gamma 2 KO screen a lot. Oh, it is Gamma 2. Okay. Alright, so not a bad rotation. You have Fierce Battle. Oh, you have Android Assault if we put them together. Interesting. Although I don't want to be getting... We're going to get the Dokkan attack this turn, guaranteed. And I do not want to be getting the Dokkan attack with Jacko. That feels like somewhat of a waste of the Dokkan attack, right? So... Oh, we can actually get the 18 key super if we do this. Okay, cool. So... Gamma 1 with the Dokkan attack, only with the 2 links active, so he's not exactly going to be super crazy here. 6 million attacks, that's still okay. And let's go ahead and do this. So make sure you guys let me know down below, what team did you run to do this stage? Did you build one to do them all in one attempt, or did you just go through 2 runs? Obviously, Inhuman Deeds has a lot of like Frieza units and Goku Blacks, but no Zamasus, unfortunately. And then Defenders of Justice, all of the Heroes units that count as members of the Time Patrol are on the Defenders of Justice category. I believe STR Bojack is on Inhuman Deeds as well, and he has Space Traveling Warriors and Time Travelers as a lead. So you could put a team together that was him with 2 Space Traveling Warriors or Time Travelers in Human Deeds, so like Frieza or Goku Black, and then 3 Heroes units who are Defenders of Justice for his Time Travelers lead. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of weird. It's funny for me that I didn't do that, considering I try and use the Heroes units pretty much everywhere possible. So 127k on Super 17 from the Dokkan attack. But that was the Dokkan attack turn. Oh, sorry, from the super attack from Gamma 2. But that was the Dokkan attack turn, so we just healed everything back up anyway. And then perfect, we've gotten ourselves into the situation where, yet again, the enemy should be dead before they even get a chance to attack LR Baby. So, fortunately, my worries of him being a huge liability in this run have not come to pass, which is good. Have we even fought a tech enemy so far? Because if we're fighting Gamma 2 now, so I'm assuming Gamma 1 is next, but I'm guessing he'll be STR, right? Because Gamma 2, this phase, is AGL. So, did we even fight a tech phase throughout the entire thing? I don't think we did. We're seeing a lot of Gamma 2 KO. Oh, okay, Gamma 1 is just tech. Okay, fair enough. So we get a lot of good links active, but what is... Let me just double check Jacko. So he has the great chance to dodge. Oh, wait. Oh, wow. I pulled 2 dupes of Jacko during my summons for Piccolo and Gohan, and I didn't do his star abilities. I was going to reverse him and then double check his passive. So even though he technically has 2 dupes, he doesn't have any of the extra abilities at the moment. It's pretty funny. So if I put him in slot 1, is he actually going to dodge? I mean, I'm not going to risk it. For the sake of getting some extra links active, I don't think it's really worth it. Because Gamma, like I said earlier, Super 17, with being post-super and his passive fully built up, he should tank even a super here. So, whereas if I put Jacko in slot 1, of course he didn't even end up supering, but it would be just my luck that we wouldn't dodge a super. So, there you go. Definitely a weird way of building the team, but it allowed us to get all of the units that we needed. Okay, he did super in slot 1 in the end, so after his own super, our Gamma should tank this nicely, right? Look at that, double digits. Only 2 links active, no extra support, but just because Gamma 1 is that guy. This is the Rainbow Friend, but very good. And then Jacko, he only needed to get that 1 dodge. He came through, so there you go, we'll take that. And then crit from Super 17 and a double super. Trying to make up for that earlier not being able to finish off Krillin. Apparently Gamma 1 can dodge, so okay. Alright, well, we got the yeah, okay, it's gonna be it's all ogre for you now. Gamma 2 or Gamma 1. We can get the full 24 key super for LR Super 17. Gamma 1's just gonna eat everything in slot 1 here. And then drop a nice 8.1 million attack. Again, remember, my Gamma 1 is 1 or 2 dupes. I should have double checked which one was which, but the fact that he's not even Rainbow. They're both level 10 links, but yeah, Gamma 2 now, with the fact that we should have built up a decent amount of crit chance with him so far, Gamma 2 should easily be able to finish off the fight here without even having to get Super 17 involved. So yeah, very, very impressive from the Gammas. Crazy rotation. I know people are very disappointed that they didn't return on these superhero banners. It would have been so good for them to return because the banners are terrible, but the units didn't come out all that long ago, so I guess it's not a huge surprise. Oh, and that was the last fight. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That is the run done. We should get all of the missions completed here. Hopefully it doesn't take forever to load. Right, well, it did take forever to load for some reason, but here we go. We managed to get through. We brought the units we needed to bring to beat all the missions. We also got a no item run at the same time. So if we go over to the mission tab, there we go. That is all of the missions completed. Because obviously I've done all of the ones for all the previous stages already. So a nice 23 extra stones. I think I'm like 1 multi away, like 1 paid multi away from the free one on Piccolo's banner, but still need another 20 stones apparently. So there you go. That was the new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage done. All the missions in one go. Let me know down below what team you used to do this. And yeah, good old Infinite Dragon Ball history for some free stones. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.